I don't know if you saw, you got an Amber Alert this morning. You guys
I did, yeah.
You guys saw the Amber Alert? Amber Alert, it's like whatever, this system, maybe you have it where you live. Everybody gets a notification. It comes on TV, it comes on your phone, letting you know that there's been like an abduction or some sort of event you should be aware of, especially in the case where you could potentially aid in solving the situation. I'm sure you've heard of this. Some place in the world might not have it, but people here are irritated by it. So yesterday, you have 2 boys go missing, actually at Upper Canada Mall.
Oh yeah, Newmarket.
Yeah, at Upper Canada Mall.
Crazy.
And the Amber Alert goes out, and people, you can't believe this, but people get upset and call 911. And they've been doing this on almost every Amber Alert since the system went into place here locally. They call 911 to complain that they got an Amber Alert. What? Like, maybe if you're a little annoyed by it, you're going to call 911, the emergency line, to let them know you got an Amber Alert that they know you got. What do you hope to have happen? Are you that out of touch that you think you're going to stop it from happening because you bombard 911 and then wreck that institution from doing its job because you're flooding it with calls that are not emergencies? So let me just explain to you what happened, because the Amber Alert actually led to them finding these kids. It works. That's the thing. It works. And everyone's here complaining. The kids, like in many of these cases, they weren't abducted by a stranger. They were with their grandpa, but their grandpa is not like 100% cognizant. He's 70 years old. I don't know if he has issues or not, but he dropped the grandmother off in front of the hospital on Davis. And he was supposed to go find a parking spot and then go into the office where she was. He didn't. They had no way of contacting him. He just left. He went to the mall. And then he left there. That was the last place they were seen. He left the mall and then started to just head downtown. And they obviously called the police to say, hey, he's not familiar with this area. He's apparently from Pickering. And they felt that he wasn't in the right state of mind to take care of these kids. These are young kids, by the way. And that he didn't know where he was or what he was doing, that he was disoriented, which can happen, right? You can have different types of ailments that can affect you in that way. And when he was eventually found, he was on Lakeshore Boulevard in Toronto at 4:30 a.m. Well, he was just driving around, man. And the article I read, it was like, one of the kids was in diapers still.
Oh, man.
So it was like a pretty dire situation that this guy, they actually called border services and were like, if this dude tries to cross the border, be aware. But the Amber Alert is an instant way of bringing about immediate awareness, not like for the whole public, for all the cops, for everyone who might be looking to look for his vehicle. And so they found him at 4:30 a.m. on Lakeshore. And obviously, he had not gone to park the car. He had done something very different. Now, it's not that he was maybe meaning to harm anybody. Yeah, see, one of a 2 and a 4-year-old boy will. You see that? Like, they don't know where they're going or what they're doing. And if he's disoriented for whatever reason, that's a scary situation. And here you are calling 911 about an Amber Alert, and they actually found him. So just stop it, please. Like, I read that, and I'm like, I got the Amber Alert too. Like, I'm not calling 911. So I'm sorry you were disrupted, okay? But, like, geez, some things are a bit bigger than your cappuccino, Will.
Why me?
Because you were one of these people.
Well, I'm curious how many calls they got, really.
Well, they got enough.
They
got enough to put out a statement saying, "Please stop calling 911." We have been receiving dozens of complaint calls. Do not block 911 lines with non-emergencies. I mean, people are sick, man. Just don't do that. Don't. And one step further, don't even be irritated. Just be like, okay, I'll be on the lookout. Like, just help out, because it's kids you're talking about always with these Amber Alerts. It's almost always kids, you know.
Yeah.
So just come on. Like, there's some things are bigger than your cappuccino. I'm gonna say that again. You can quote me on that. Some things are bigger than your cappuccino.
Yeah.
You understand?